Hi, this is Scott. This is a Venn diagram to show you the overview of the entire program. This takes 3 months and I'm going to show you everything that we cover. First off, there's 3 steps to this program, 3 main pillars I would call them. One is perspective, second is accountability, and third are declarations. So these are our 3 main categories. Now within each of these are our steps. So in perspective, we have this thing called 4 orientations to the future. What happened versus the story and language cleanup. This is all about looking about how we relate to the past, what's happened to us in the past, and how it affects us now. That's what this whole section is about. So it really changes. It turns it on its head what happened to you in the past, and you can really sort of break the emotion away from it, and we can get some change that way. Secondly, under accountability, we have protection mechanisms, our protective decisions, and then the payoff problem. This part's all about taking accountability of what we've done to contribute to our own problems in our life. And because that's where a lot of the power is in what we can control. And that's where taking accountability really comes into play. And thirdly, under declarations, we have probability versus possibility. These are different future orientations that could happen, sort of related to what we covered in perspective. Then we have declarative language and then writing the letter. Declarative language is when we declare who we want to be, how we want to show up in the world. And then the final step of this whole process, writing the letter. This is where we take all the work we've done over the last 3 months and it's put into a letter that we can then read, and that letter becomes our therapist. When we feel ourselves coming back into our resentment or we feel it creeping back up, we reread this letter, we're reminded of all the work we did, all the progress we made, and it almost becomes, like I said, like your therapist. You reread it and it all comes back to you and like, yes, I got this. Now, not only when you combine all these together, what do you get? You get the freedom you're looking for. Freedom from the emotional pain of the past, freedom from the burden of carrying it around. That's what all this does. Now, there's even more, because in between each of these steps, there are things that merge together to create change, even within 1 or 2 steps. So firstly, you learn techniques to snap you into immediate change right in the very first and second portions. Techniques that within an hour of learning them, you will already know how to snap yourself out of a resentment in that moment. It's a very powerful method. Next is, between accountability and declarations, you recognize the decisions you made to take ownership and create something new. And the creating something new is really important. It's hard to create something new unless you take ownership, though. So that's a really important part of it. And then the merging of declarations and perspective, you stop living in the past and take responsibility for what you want your future to be. And that's what these 2 merged together give you. So all of these together combine to this beautiful program to lead you through and lead you past the emotional baggage. Sick and tired of being sick and tired, we're going to leave all that in the past and really create a new future for yourself. And that's what this program does, and that is it in a nutshell.